Tonight, you'll probably give Netflix 2 hours. This video is about the other thing those exact 2 hours can buy. Getting ahead of 99% of people using Claude. Now, everyone thinks catching up on AI costs something, a $500 course, a boot camp, months of grinding. Here's what almost nobody notices. The people who literally built this stuff already taught all of it. Free. On stage. 5 lectures. 2 hours and 4 minutes total. 1 movie night. 6.5 million views between these 5 talks. And still, do the math against the hundreds of millions of people using AI every day. Almost nobody has watched them all. I went through every minute of all 5. So here's the deal. The exact watch order. 1 move to steal from each lecture. And I'll run one of those moves live so you can watch it work. And stay for lecture 5. Because it flat out reverses what lecture 4 teaches you. Same engineer. Same stage series. 8 months apart. Lecture 1 is the one that rewires how you see all of this. Lecture 1. Andrej Karpathy, co-founder of OpenAI, ran AI at Tesla, the man who coined the phrase vibe coding. 39 minutes at Y Combinator's AI startup school, 2.5 million views. Most people quote one line from this talk. Here it is, from him.
So not only is it a new programming paradigm, it's also remarkable to me that it's in our native language of English. And so when this blew my mind a few, I guess, years ago now, I tweeted this, and I think it captured the attention of a lot of people, and this is my currently pinned tweet, is that remarkably, we're now programming computers in English.
That one line is a permission slip. If you can describe a task clearly, in plain English, you can now build with it. But here's the part of the lecture almost everyone skips, 20 minutes in. And it's the part that saves you the most pain.
And number 2, I would say, is we have to keep the AI on the leash. I think a lot of people are getting way overexcited with AI agents, and it's not useful to me to get a diff of 1,000 lines of code to my repo. Like, I'm still the bottleneck, right?
So steal his exact loop. 1 concrete task per prompt, not a wish list. Ask for a small chunk, never a giant diff. Verify it before you type the next word. He calls the alternative spinning. Big, vague asks, 10,000 line diffs, no verification. Keep the leash short and the loop fast. Now, knowing what to actually say to Claude, that's lecture 2. And Anthropic opens that one by showing their own model getting something hilariously wrong. Watch. Lecture 2. Prompting 101. Anthropic's own applied AI team on stage. Building a real prompt for real insurance forms. First attempt, a 1-line prompt. And Claude confidently reports a skiing accident.
Prompt, if I just run this, let me go to preview. We can see here that Claude thinks that this is in relation to a skiing accident that happened on a street called Köpmangatan. It's a very common street in Sweden.
By the end of that session, the same Claude gives a verdict you could ship in a product. And the difference is nothing but prompt structure. Here's their production anatomy, condensed. 1. Give Claude a role. Not analyze this. You are an assistant helping a claims adjuster. 2. Set the tone rule that kills hallucination. Stay factual, and if you can't tell, say you can't tell. Never guess. 3. Put the boring background, what the document is, and what the fields mean, in the system prompt upfront. 4. Dictate the order of the steps. Read the form first, then interpret the sketch. Order changes answers. 5. Log the output format with tags around the verdict, so an app or a spreadsheet can grab it. So I ran this exact anatomy against the laziest possible prompt on my own messy file. And what happened genuinely surprised me. Full honesty. because this channel is tested with receipts. I gave Claude my spending export with the lazy 4-word prompt first, and it was genuinely good. It even caught a duplicate charge on its own. 2026 models are that strong. So why bother with the anatomy? Look at the second run. My categories, not its guesses. The exact 3 flags I asked for. The duplicate ride, Netflix billed twice, and the mystery $120 charge. And the one merchant it couldn't identify? It refused to guess. It's sitting inside an unsure tag, exactly where I told it to put it. Here's the lesson. Lazy prompting gets you a smart answer. The anatomy gets you your answer. Same shape every single time. Ready for a spreadsheet, an app, or an agent. That's what Anthropic means by production.
So you can see that during this demo, we've gone from a skiing accident to sort of unconfident, insecure outputs from perhaps a car accident in the second version to now a much more strictly formatted, confident output that we can actually build an LLM application.
That anatomy is the highest return 15 minutes on this list. But it's still you, typing prompts, one at a time. Lecture 3 is where it becomes an army. And it's taught by the man who built the tool himself. And he opens with a number about his own company that sounds made up. Lecture 3, Mastering Claude Code in 30 minutes. Boris Cherny, the creator of Claude Code himself. 1.5 million views. 2 receipts from inside Anthropic, back to back.
With Claude Code, you can just ask Claude Code, and it'll explore the code base, it'll answer these kind of questions. And so at Anthropic, onboarding used to take about 2 or 3 weeks for technical hires. It's now about 2 or 3 days. We actually use it for this a bunch, so both engineers and researchers at Anthropic use Claude Code every day. I think about 80% of people at Anthropic that are technical use Claude Code every day.
80% every day. The company building Frontier AI runs on this tool. And his lecture is a list of exactly how. Steal 3 moves. Before any big task, literally type, make a plan first, run it by me, and don't write code until I approve. Second, give Claude a way to check its own work. A test, a screenshot, a build command, and let it iterate. He says it gets it almost perfect. Third, when it makes a mistake, hit the pound key and tell it what to remember. It writes the rule into its own memory file, and it never makes that mistake again. And here's how the power users inside Anthropic actually run it.
When I look at power users in and out of Anthropic, almost always they're going to have like SSH sessions. They'll have like tmux tunnels into their Claude sessions. They're going to have a bunch of checkouts of the same repo so that they can run a bunch of Claudes in parallel in that repo.
If this just replaced a $500 course, subscribe, it's free. And if it keeps paying, hit join. Lecture 4, How We Build Effective Agents by Zhang from the Applied AI team at Anthropic. He co-wrote the essay, Every Serious Agent Builder Keeps Bookmarked. 15 minutes. And the whole talk fits in one breath. Here it is.
Here are those ideas. First, don't build agents for everything. Second, keep it simple. And third, think like your agents.
Anthropic, the company selling you agents, telling you not to build them for everything. So before you build one, run his checklist. 4 questions. Is the task genuinely ambiguous? Or could you just write the steps yourself? Is it worth the tokens? Can the model actually do every step? And when it fails, will you even notice? If a question fails, use a workflow instead. Simpler, cheaper, yours. And if you think agents are further along than they are, listen to this.
Happening. This is basically equivalent to us closing our eyes for 3 to 5 seconds and using the computer in the dark. Then you open up your eyes and you see another screenshot.
Which brings us to the twist I promised. Lecture 4 was April. 8 months later, Zhang walks back on stage. Same conference series, same company, and opens with this.
I'm Barry, this is Mahesh. We created Agent Skills. In this talk, we'll show you why we stopped building agents and started building skills instead.
The same engineer who taught the world to build agents stopped building agents. That's not a contradiction. That's the speed of this field. And it's exactly why this watchlist beats any course. Courses freeze, lectures update. So what replaced agents? The least intimidating idea on this entire list.
Skills are organized collections of files that package composable procedural knowledge for agents. In other words, they're folders. This simplicity is deliberate.
Folders. A skill is a folder with a markdown file inside. Your instructions, your scripts, your way of doing the task. And Claude loads it whenever that job comes up. So steal the move tonight. The next time Claude finally nails something after 3 corrections, say, save what you just learned as a skill for next time. That's it. You never reteach it. Do that for a month and listen to what happens.
Our goal is that Claude on day 30 of working with you is going to be a lot better on Claude on day 1. Claude can already create skills for you today using our skill creator skill.
Your watch list for tonight in order. Karpathy, the mindset and the short leash loop. Prompting 101, the anatomy. Role, never guess, background, ordered steps, locked output. Boris Cherny, plan first, self-checks, pound key to remember. Barry Zhang, 4 questions before you build an agent. And skills. Teach Claude once in a folder, keep it forever. I put the whole thing on one page. The 5 lectures in order, every steal written out, and the exact prompt anatomy to copy and paste. Comment the word tonight, and our assistant sends it to you. Free. Real talk. 90% of you watching haven't subscribed. On Facebook, subscribe is the supporter button. That is what keeps the lights on here. On YouTube, it's free, and it tells the algorithm to send you more. Subscribe to support us. If you want the step-by-step versions after tonight, the beginner guides are linked below. The complete Claude Code guide, the Codex guide, the Cowork Sales guide, and the Architect Prep Kit. All 5 full lectures are linked below too. Cue them now while you're thinking about it. 2 hours, $0. 5 moves from the people who built the thing. Next time someone asks how you got this good with Claude, tell them you skipped one movie night. See you in the next one.